everybody. It's Thursday, March 26th. You have been doing such a fantastic job. Thank you so much for all your videos and your email updates and your pictures. Thank you for getting your work done and being responsible. I hope you are having so much fun learning about the Ice Age. It really is a fun topic to learn about. Still working with the glare in my glasses, but tomorrow I think I might try taking them off and seeing how that works. But today I have a story to share with you called Toby and the Ice Giants, and it's written by Joe Lillington. And it's one you've seen behind me for a couple of different times we've been together. And of course Guinness is here with me, so you might hear him. He's chasing his tail right now. But here is Toby and the Ice Giants. Earth has been in an ice age at various times throughout its history. During an ice age, Earth is very cold and much of the world's water is frozen in huge glaciers in the northern hemisphere. Around 20,000 years ago, the world was still in the freezing depths of the ice age called the last glacial period, but this soon came to an end. So that was the time Mrs. Carlson was talking to you about before we went into home learning time, and she mentioned to you that glaciers made Cape Cod. I think we've talked about that a little bit before. During this time, every continent was home to gigantic animals that were well adapted to these conditions. Remember, adapted means that they had the things that they needed to survive. One you might recognize is the bison. Toby the bison lived in the Ice Age tundra, a vast and cold grassland. One day, he decided he wanted to go out and meet the humongous ice giants. So let's see who Toby meets.
Don't go too far.
I'm big now. I'm not scared, said Toby as he scampered away. But before he could get very far, he bumped into something very hard.
Ouch! Watch where you're going.
Oh, sorry. What are you? Well, why is your horn so big?
Well, I'm a woolly rhino. I use my horn to fight with. Do you want to fight?
No, thanks, said Toby. So take a look at the facts over here. This is the size of the woolly rhino compared to the man. Woolly rhinos were a little larger than the white rhinos today, and they were covered in a thick layer of fur to keep them warm. They had much longer horns, which could grow up to 1 meter long. The woolly rhino used their horns to fight with each other and to sweep away the winter snow to find food. So that's what they had to adapt to their cold temperatures. That coat of fur and that long horn. Ooh, look at this guy. He's so big, he has to go up and down on this page. Hello, I'm Toby. Your claws are massive. Do you want to fight as well? Nope, I'm Megatherian, Toby. I do not fight all that much. I just use my claws to help me reach my food. And here's the Megatherian as compared to the size of a human. Megatherian were species of ground sloth related to the modern tree sloths, just like we learned about in the rainforest. They were much bigger and one of the largest mammals of their time. They walked on all 4 legs but could also stand on their back legs, using their tail to balance and reach into the branches of tall trees. So that's how they're adapted to survive the cold winter temperatures of the Ice Age. Toby found his way to the sea. Wow, your tusks are huge. What are you? Asked Toby. We're woolly mammoths. Aren't you a bit small to be out on all alone? I'm not small. What are you doing? Being this woolly makes me very itchy. This is how we scratch our itch. See him rubbing up against that big rock that the glacier left there? There's the woolly mammoth as compared to the size of a human. A woolly mammoth was roughly the size of an African elephant, but its ears and tail were smaller, and they had a thick coat of hair to survive in the cold Ice Age environment. Woolly mammoths lived in family groups, just like modern elephants, and traveled across most of the northern hemisphere. Toby left the woolly mammoth and passed a strange-looking creature. I'm Toby. I can run really fast. Well, I'm Glyptodon, and I'm slow. You would be, too, if you had a very heavy shell, like mine. So there's the Glyptodon, as compared to the human. What would you call a Glyptodon if you saw one of them today? The Glyptodon was related to modern animals like the anteater and the armadillo, but it was much bigger. It evolved a thick shell like a turtle to protect itself from predators. The shell could be thick as 5 centimeters. Hello there, little bison. I'm Smilodon. Don't you have any questions for me? I'm hunting my prey. Why do you have such long teeth? Asked Toby. I think I better be going. There's Smilodon as compared to a human. Smilodon were top predators evolved to hunt the large animals that lived during the Ice Age. People often call them saber-toothed tigers, even though they weren't closely related to tigers. Smilodons were similar size to modern lions, but were much more muscly. Their teeth were up to 18 centimeters long, and they could open their mouth twice as wide as a lion can. Wow, that's really wide. Ooh, back to another big creature that takes up these 2 pages. You again, Smilodon? Where are you going? I'm on my way, you big bear, and I think you're keeping my dinner. This is the short-faced bear, the size of it compared to a human. Short-faced bears were the largest meat eaters on land and were larger than any bear alive today. The short-faced bear's large size meant it had a lot of endurance, which allowed it to travel far and wide to find food from a variety of plants and animals. So when you have endurance, it means you can last a long time doing something. So he must be able to travel a long time to find his food. You seem like you're in a hurry. Please don't eat me. Don't worry. Even little bison are too big for me to eat. I like my food to be bite-sized. Phew, said Toby. This is a teratorn. Teratorn was the largest flying bird in North America. It had a wingspan of up to 5 meters, making it far larger than the wandering albatross, which is the bird with the largest wingspan living today. When hunting, teratorns would use their huge wings to glide over a wide area. Then, once they spotted their target, they would swoop down, grabbing it and eating their prey without even landing. So maybe kind of like a hawk or an eagle, but you would have to do some research to see if they need to land before they can eat. Ugh. Who goes there? Barked the dog. It's just me, and it's time to go home. Humans. Ice Age humans looked just like us, but their lifestyle was very different. They hunted and gathered while traveling all over to find food at different times of the year. Ice Age humans were very good hunters and used every part of the animal. Mammoth furs, tusks, and bones helped to create their shelters, and they were able to stitch furs together to make clothes to keep warm. Humans had begun to domesticate dogs, which were very helpful in guarding camps, using their acute sense of smell while hunting. Domesticate, it means to turn them into friendly enough to live with us. Back already, Toby? How was your big adventure? Maybe I'll just stay with you for now. At least until I'm a little bit bigger. And there's the bison when he's full grown, and the baby bison the size of Toby. Sometimes called the bison, they were the direct ancestor of a living American bison today. Bison live in herds, and during the Ice Age, they lived among woolly mammoths, woolly rhinos, and other megafauna. After surviving until modern times, bison were almost wiped out by the 19th century because they were hunted too much, where huge herds of bison were killed at one time. However, thanks to conservation efforts, bison are now recovering to large numbers again, so they're not in danger anymore. Around 10,000 years ago, the last glacial period came to an end. Many of the amazing animals that lived during this time died out, just like dinosaurs. Paleontologists believe that the cause of their extinction, or why they all died out, was partly because of a change in climate and the types of plants that grew. Overhunting by early humans then pushed the struggling populations to extinction. So their weather changed, the food changed, and people hunted them too much, so they couldn't survive. And here's a picture of all those Ice Age giants. There's you and Toby, Teratorn and Smilodon, Glyptodon, short-faced bear, early man. The woolly rhino was giant, huh? The early bison, the megatherium, the ground sloth, and there is your woolly mammoth. Wow, amazing creatures. All right, my friends, your challenge. If you're ready for another challenge. If you're not ready for another challenge, that's okay. You can spread these out. I'm just giving you extra fun things to do if you're looking for things to do. All right, so your challenge this time. I showed your family the Play-Doh recipe that I have. I shared it on the website, and I hope that you guys are checking the website because that's going to have lots of updates and things on there, or things that you might forget, or so you don't have to go to your email every single time and search what I've been looking for. You can always check there. So I want you to make Play-Doh, or you can use Model Magic if you have it at home, or something else that you find that might be interesting. Salt dough can be fun. You can find ways to make kind of like magic sand. But I want you to sculpt one of those ice giants that you just heard about. You can rewatch the story, or you can do research on your own. And find out how it looks and why it survived the Ice Age. So I want you to make a sculpture of it and maybe do a little writing about what you found out. All right, so this is going to be your last video for the weekend, but I'm going to post one more over the weekend. I had another story that I recorded. That was the one I practiced with. Called, let's see, where is it? I don't remember what it's called. The Woolly Mammoths, and it's a really good one. It's another informational text, but this one was kind of a story and information. But go and enjoy those, and remember, if you have any questions or things you're worried about or you're thinking about, let me know. I'm going to actually be setting up some times where maybe you and I could video chat starting next week. So be on the lookout for emails about that. Have a great weekend. Keep up all the great work. And I've been missing you so much. I'm thinking about you every second. And I'll talk to you all soon. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the sunshine.